Hi, welcome to the Do plus Do video demo. In this demo, we will be introducing fundamental usage use cases of Do plus Do, as well as allowing the user to explore and understand several types of input and interface issues. To begin, let us double-click on the executable jar file. As you can see, Do plus Do is a very simple yet powerful to-do manager, and it combines the robustness of a shell interface with the elegance and intuitiveness of a graphical user interface. To look at the help file, we can press the help button on the bottom left hand corner, or else we could toggle it with the F1 button. Let's go through a typical case of a user workflow. Upon closing the Do plus Do manager, it doesn't actually exit but continues to run in the background. Pretend we're the user right now. We open our browser and navigate to our email. We have two new emails and let's read them. So the first email tells us that we have an important meeting scheduled on the 14th of December with company X. So immediately the user can hit F9 to call up Do plus Do manager. Using / and add a keyword, we can add a task immediately. So for example, we add company X and we add a tag to it, a meeting. We set the priority as high, and lastly we give it a date, in this case the 14th of December. So very simply and very quickly, we have already added a meeting. Now let's take a look at another email. We can minimize Do plus Do manager with the F9 key. Back to the inbox and to the second email. Over here we have a calculus tutorial due on the 11th of November. So let's add a calculus tutorial. This time, let's give it a module code. Set the priority as low and give it a date. So the typical user would be able to add tasks very quickly and very efficiently using Do plus Do manager. Now let's add a few more tasks to make it more realistic. Let's add a conference using the same tag so we can explore some of the searching capabilities. Let's give it a date, 15th November 2011. Let's say we buy milk and we tag it with groceries. Low priority and on the 7th of November. So notice how a prompt appears at the bottom. If you feel that the prompt is insufficient, you can always go to the help file. Help file lists out all types of syntax, and there's also a detailed syntax page allowing the user to find out how to use the different functions in the graphical user interface. Now let's add a few more examples. In this case, the user does not specify a priority and it gets automatically set to normal priority. The user buys a mouse trap and we give a date on the 25th of December. If you do not specify the year, the system will actually automatically reference the current year we're at and add it. So over here we have it on the 25th of December 2011. Let's add one last task on 1st of February 2012. Now let's take a look at how we add tags. In order to do this, we have used the keyword add_to and we specify ID. So for example, we want to add a tag to buy pineapple tarts. We'd click add_to 7 and after that we add a tag. For example, CNY. Now we add the tag again. We add another tag to the same task and let's put it under groceries. So in this case, we can see that one task can actually have multiple tags, and all of these tags would show up. Let's add a task without giving a date. Once again, the auto scheduler would add the task and reference the closest date within a week, which has either no task or the lowest amount of task. Another example. So over here, feed a dog has been allocated 8th of November because on the 7th of November we already have task ID number 4. And so 8th of November is the first day within a week that the system discovers a user does not have any to-do. And that's why the task will be automatically scheduled within a week. Now let's take a look at the tag sorting. No tags will display all of the tasks which have no tags attached to them. Now let's take a look at several features we have in do+do. So firstly, we have a very powerful live search. If you type by, you immediately see all tasks with the by, and this is a live search, meaning that as you input your commands, they will change. So we see company, conference, calculus. We type O and we're left with company and conference. CA would give us calculus. Let's try feed. We have feed the dog. Dog would similarly give the same search query, feed the dog. As we type M, we see that all names of the tasks containing M would show up. But as I add more characters to the search query, it begins to narrow down the search almost immediately. In this case, milk or Milo. Let's look at another feature do+do has, the interactive calendar. So to show the interactive calendar, you can either click the checkbox over here to toggle it on and off, or you can use the key F11. Or you can use the key F2. F2 will toggle the visibility of the calendar on and off. Now what can this calendar do? So let's take a look. Well, besides providing a very typical calendar function of showing you the dates, we can actually use this calendar to search for certain tasks. So let's click on the 6th of November, and it will immediately display all tasks on the 6th of November. The 7th, the 8th. In order to view all tasks again, simply click on any of the tabs, such as uncompleted, all tabs, important tasks, and this would reset the search query. Other dates with tasks on them, we have the 11th, the 15th, 25th of December, and of course the 1st of February. Hitting uncompleted would reset. Now let's take a look at our command line interface viewing capabilities. Under syntax and view, we have several view commands. Let's take a look at view all, which would switch the tab and is effectively the same as clicking on the tab. So in order to do that, we can use show tab all. Well, the command line interface actually has a powerful history search which saves queries that you've previously entered. So in this case, we can simply press the up key and we'll get show tab all. So let's take a look at show tab completed. Press the up key, show tab uncompleted. So this is extremely handy for users who do not like to take their hands off the keyboard and use the mouse. And these commands are further shortened to U, C, O, I, and A respectively for uncompleted, completed, overdue, important, and all. We can also use view to take a look at date. So for example, if I want to look at anything that's happening on the 6th of November, simply entering view date 6 November would return me the result. And lastly, we can also view tags. So what tags do we have here? Let's try viewing tag meeting. In essence, this is the same as using the drop-down box, but it is very convenient for the power user who does not like to use the mouse. Now let's take a look at another function, completion of tasks. So for example, task ID number 3 has been completed. Simply select the task and press the done button on the bottom right hand corner. Upon doing so, these tasks will show up in the completed frame. You can also take a look at all of the tasks, and the leftmost corner will actually show which tasks have been completed and which tasks have not. Similarly, you can use the done key to set these tasks as done. Now let's take a look at the sort function. /sort, and we can sort it by the ID, the name, which is basically the description of the task, the date of the task, notice how it has been sorted according to the dates, and of course via the priority. And in order to set tasks back to the original state, from completed to uncompleted, we can use the keyword undone. So for example, we can set undone 1, 3, 5, 4. Keywords which do exactly the same thing would be pending as well as incomplete. Lastly, let's take a look at how we can remove our task. Simply by clicking and selecting the task, we can hit the remove button. For the power user, you can also choose to use the keyword delete with the ID of the task. In this case, it will be drink Milo, ID number 5. The shortcut would be the minus sign, ID 6, ID 7, ID 9, and ID 4. Let's remove the last two, and there we have it. Thank you for watching the Do+Do video demo. Hope you've enjoyed it and got a better understanding of how our Do+Do manager works. Thank you and have a nice day.